We have a pretty decent sized practice update as the San Francisco 49ers are back in the building today, getting ready to prepare for their game against the Arizona Cardinals. And there's a long list of players that aren't practicing today. However, Kyle Shanahan, when doing his weekly press conference, was discussing and was asked about the level of concern that he has about this many players not practicing on Wednesday. And he said, he's not really that concerned based on the time of year it is, and that this is kind of a typical load management type situation with the San Francisco 49ers at this current state of being in December. You know, they've already played so many games and are getting ready to try to stay as fresh as possible this late in the year. So that does make me personally feel better about this. And when I go through the list, it will kind of feel daunting, but I wanted to get that out there first so that when I go through this list, we're not going into panic mode. So Kyle Shanahan downplayed a lot of these injuries and a lot of players not practicing today, but I'm here to update you on who wasn't there and who was there. And this is our list, starting at the very top, courtesy of Jennifer Lee Chan. Right there at the top is defensive tackle Javon Hargrave, who, as we know, is dealing with a hamstring injury. He didn't practice today. He's, I think, a guy that we want to kind of keep our eye on and throughout this week of practice. Obviously, he was able to avoid serious injury. Kyle Shanahan says he has a chance to play against the Cardinals, but still, he is going to be a guy that we want to monitor. However, his veteran status, he technically probably doesn't have to play at all throughout the week and could still go on game day. So that will be one thing that we will monitor. Another one that we're going to be monitoring is obviously cornerback Travarius Ward. Obviously, a lot of people were concerned about him kind of coming out of that game against the Seattle Seahawks and having a groin injury. But again, as Kyle discussed earlier in the week, it's not serious. So that's good news. And he will be another player that we watch very, very closely throughout the week. I would say those are really the top two guys that we're going to have our eyes on in regards to availability, but there will be some additional ones as well. Linebacker Dre Greenlaw, dealing with an ankle and a hip, did not practice today. So this to me feels more load management esque. So we'll see. We'll see if Dre returns to practice tomorrow. I would imagine he does. Linebacker Oren Burks out with a knee. However, we do know Oren Burks is going to miss a couple weeks with that knee injury, suffering with knee tendonitis. So Burks will be out for a couple weeks. We do know that. Defensive end Eric Armstead dealing with a foot and knee. We already are expecting him to miss this game against the Arizona Cardinals, so nothing new there. Tight end Ross Dwelley, same thing. Expected to miss a couple weeks with the ankle sprain. Right guard Spencer Burford dealing with a knee. Obviously, Jonathan Feliciano filled in for him against the Seahawks, so we kind of got to wait and see to determine what Burford's status will be if he gets any practices in. So he's going to be another guy at the top of the list that we kind of monitor throughout this week to see what his practice participations are. So that would dictate to us his availability heading into this game against the Cardinals. And again, if he can't go, it's going to be Jonathan Feliciano, who's been doing a phenomenal job filling in for both Aaron Banks and Spencer Burford throughout this time. He's really been doing a great job. And last but not least, of players who did not practice today, left tackle, all-world tackle, the GOAT, the MVP, some may say, Trent Williams, basically rest day. So there's nothing new here for Trent. He's that guy and want to give him his respect whenever I can. He's not practicing, and so not a big deal there. But we did get someone returning to practice today. Actually, two players returning to practice today. Running back Elijah Mitchell, who's been dealing with a knee, missed last week, right? Jordan Mason ended up getting a touchdown as a result due to Mitchell not playing. He returns to practice as a limited participant. So this actually puts him on track, or at least trending in the right direction for potentially being available to play against the Cardinals. So that's good news. Obviously, Mitchell has been really banged up these past 2 seasons. This year specifically, just been in and out of the roster. And it really hasn't mattered just because Christian McCaffrey carries such a heavy workload that any of the running backs behind him, you might see 4 carries a game, maybe if you're lucky. Christian is a hard player to get off the field. So we'll see. And also, the 49ers did elevate Jeremy McNichols off the practice squad last week after getting TDP back on to the practice squad. So we'll see what happens there. But again, I would say Elijah Mitchell is trending in the right direction. And last but not least, rookie cornerback Darrell Luter Jr., who missed last week with a hamstring injury, did return to practice today. He was a full participant, which is a good sign for him. So I do imagine he will be good to go against the Arizona Cardinals. So as you can see, quite the list of players who did not practice today, but really there's 3 guys that I'm really going to be paying attention to this week: Javon Hargrave, Charvarius Ward, and Spencer Burford. 3 starters, 3 guys who are dinged up, and just going to monitor their status throughout the week. So hopefully these guys get healthy. Uh, the rest day helps them get a little bit more fresh. And again, the 49ers do have a game coming up here against the Arizona Cardinals, and it's a game that the 49ers should win, right? But trap games do exist. They are on the road to Arizona, which, if you guys remember, in 2020 was their home for an entire month of December. So maybe some may say it's a homecoming. So they know how it works down there. But again, we'll continue to see how and who gets healthy before this game against the Arizona Cardinals. Again, Kyler Murray's back. So last time we played Arizona, it was Josh Dobbs at quarterback. Josh Dobbs is now in Minnesota and has been benched for Nick Mullins, former 49ers quarterback. So who knows? Kyle Shanahan spoke very glowingly about the Arizona Cardinals, talking about how they are peaking at the right time. He even compared the Arizona Cardinals to the 2017 San Francisco 49ers. And the reason why he did that is because when Kyle took over, he was a new head coach, new staff, new players, and same thing with kind of like what Arizona's going through. They have new staff, and basically saying they might not be winning games, but they're going about it the right way, playing extremely hard and doing all these different types of things. That reminds him of the 2017 Niners, who started out 0-9 and then won their last 5 games. The point being is he's saying they're kind of peaking right now based on what they've done this year. So the 49ers can't take them lightly because they are playing very hard, very tough, and together. So it could be a trap game if the 49ers don't show up. So we'll see. Let me know what you guys think about all these practice updates. What's your level of concern? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.